this is a mission with one great big payload in it, but before we get to that, you'll see that we have the orbiter docking system in the front of the payload bay, as we do for all the flights nowadays. The shuttle RMS over on the port sill. We'll give that quite a workout during inspection, and to do inspection, we'll have the boom, which is over on the starboard sill, and then the main character of the mission, of course, is the P3, P4 truss segment. On flight day 2, we're going to wake up, we're going to hit the ground running, and of course, we're going to start off with inspection. That's our standard flight day 2 nowadays. We have a video here of the orbiter boom sensor system being installed. Of course, this is rides over on the starboard sill and allows us to extend the reach of the standard RMS, because we'll grab this with the RMS, and this allows us to see all of the RCC and nose cap areas that we need with the sensors on that. You can see the arm with the OBSS on the end. That little red bit at the end is just kind of giving you an idea of the area that we're scanning. So we'll start off by scanning the leading edge of the starboard wing. And it's basically simply going back and forth in swaths to make sure that we cover all of the area that we want to see. This data will then be downlinked, and we'll have a large number of analysts who are specialists in looking at this data. They'll spend the night looking over it and seeing if there are any areas of interest or things that we need to further inspect. We're very, of course, interested in all of the reinforced carbon-carbon on the leading edge of the wings, the nose cap, and both wings, as you can see. As I mentioned, that data will be used to determine if we need to do a focused inspection. Once we're done with the inspection, we'll put the boom, the OBSS, away on the starboard sill, clear the arm, get it ready for the major tasks of the next day, which are going to be the rendezvous, and we'll move into that when this video is done. So we'll put the arm in what we call our pre-cradle position. We have a little bit of view of the crew here. Has done a lot of training for inspection. This is a view in the shuttle engineering simulator, which is a large three-dimensional dome. This is kind of what it would look like if you didn't have the top of the cabin on and you were sitting about where the commander's seat was and could get kind of a God's eye view. The crew spent a lot of time training for this, as has the previous crews. They're very good at it. They're very efficient with it. And I expect that we'll get everything that we need to see done on flight day 2. Okay? Once we're done with flight day 2, we're going to wake up the next morning, get right into the rendezvous. There's no let up at all. It's a very, very busy day. We'll come up from below on the what we call the R bar, the radius vector. When we get to about 600 feet, we'll pause, we'll stop, and we'll do what we call the RPM maneuver, which is a rotation pitch maneuver. It's a 360 degrees pitch so that the station crew members can photograph the belly and then downlink those pictures. We get some very, very good information for that on the acreage tile, all the tile on the bottom. Once we're done with the RPM, we'll transition on up with the fly up to the V bar, or the velocity vector, and then we'll commence our standard approach on into the station, where we dock right on the leading edge of that, on the nose. Standard docking, nothing special about it, just the way you always see it. And we say nothing special, but there's always something special about bringing together two space vehicles of this size, latching them up and making it look easy. What's unique about this rendezvous day is that normally once we finish the rendezvous, we open the hatches, everybody says hello, and we get down to doing some transfers and a few things like that. But the rendezvous is usually kind of the highlight of the day. We have so much on this mission that on this day, we're going to do the rendezvous, and then we're going to do a very significant activity, which is to take the payload, the P3, P4 truss segment, out of the bay and hand it off to the station before the crew goes to bed. So while we are equalizing air pressures between the spacecraft and opening the hatches and getting things connected and shaking hands and greeting, we're going to have crew on the aft flight deck getting ready to pull the P3 out. We'll go ahead and grapple the payload. We'll move it up, back a little bit, up a little bit more to where we're clear, then out to the side, and then we have a large automated maneuver which will put it into what we call the handoff position so that the station can go and grab that with the big arm. This is a pretty significant activity by itself, and putting it on rendezvous day makes this a pretty long and very interesting day.